Hi everybody, it's Peg, and today I am going to make some art for the guys in my life. That was a dome for a clock, and this is some layering I want to show you. And this is the finished project that I will be making for you today. So a lot of stencils, a lot of ink, a lot of embossing powder, and let's get started. So I have a piece of poster board, and I'm just using some distress inks to layer some color down, and I will spritz that with water and get it to move around as distress ink does, because I love the effect. I love the mottled look that you get, and I will be playing with a bunch of stencils. Most of these are stencils from Stencil Girl, so if you're familiar with Stencil Girl products, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Love their stencils. And so I'm just continuing to dry and ink with these stencils. I'm using some Distress Oxide inks now because I love the opacity, the way they layer up with the other inks is great, and I wanted to have some opaque layers in between and just get texture on this surface. So this is a stencil I got when I went to a class with Seth Apter at Stencil Girl. I think they do have it on their website now. I'd have to check, but I'll try to put some links down below for you for their products if you're interested. But I also am going to be using some wonderful Seth Apter embossing powders, which are from Emerald Creek. And you can check with your local retailer to see if they carry it, or I know Seth has it on his site. I know a number of different artists are carrying it now, like Gwen LaFleur also has it. But check and see where you can find this wonderful embossing powder, because this is called Rocky Road, and it is like no other. It's chunky. It has both a matte and a shimmer effect. It's, it's like rocks in the road. It's like asphalt. Really cool stuff. So I'm going to use some of that, and I'm going to use some of the Copper Allure in addition to that, because I want a double layer of embossing powder on this piece. So I've marked off, the compass points, as you were, the time slots for my clock. And I've just gone around and marked where I'm going to be putting my numbers. And I'm going to cut out the face of my clock. And I will emboss the numbers also with that Rocky Road and some of that Copper Allure embossing powder. These powders are wonderful, guys. So if you're really into some unique embossing powders, check out Emerald Creek, because I think you'll love them as much as I do. So I'm going to continue to play, assemble this piece, and then you'll see it at the end. No magic to this other than layer and layer and more layers and more ink and more embossing powder, and just keep playing. So if you have questions, if I haven't addressed it, be sure and leave comments down below if you're not sure what it is I'm doing. I'm just poking a hole now for the clock mechanism to peek through the face of my clock. And I will use some chipboard or grunge board numbers for my numbers on my face, and some copper colored paint pen on the hands of the clock, because it was red. It just didn't go, so I had to change the color. And coming back with some more stenciling. This is another one of Seth Apter's stencils. It says unfinished. I'm going to use some more of that Distress Oxide ink in the, I think this is Black Soot. and put that word down, and it's going to stay wet long enough for me to apply some of that Rocky Road to it. And then once I heat set that, I'll come back and add some more of the copper, you know, just doing a couple of different layers. You can come back, you can use, I used a Versamark pen to put some more layers of copper down where I needed it. But anything like the dauber I use to apply the embossing ink with will work, and even a paintbrush, you know, whatever you need to do to get something down there for that embossing powder to stick to. And many times I will use my lighter blowing embossing tool just because I don't want it to blow my embossing powder off of the surface. So I'm going to continue to layer, stencil, emboss, and that's about it for me. Check out Emerald Creek. I'll put links down below, and they also have links on their website to other stores that carry their product. And they're a company out of Canada, but there are also stores in the United States that carry their products. So they have both a Canadian and a US website, so check them out. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, give me a thumbs up and click the bell to get notifications for when I will have new content. Thanks, and remember, you guys make a difference. Bye.